listen, we were talking. I'll need you to show the camera your nails. Okay, they press-ons, y'all. Ain't nothing wrong with press-ons. Like I keep press-ons in my drawer up in the bathroom. So when this SNS ever like cracks or anything, then and I don't have time to go to my standing appointment every other Monday, that I can. Like if I have to come in here today, I can just press on one to replace it. So
now I know why you always get your nails different colors. Now, typically your nails are different.
Always
colors.
Different colors, yeah.
Today, because I noticed some brothers.
They're neutral. They're a neutral color. And the lady who did my nails was like,
"You're doing something different.
You're not doing the different colors today."
Right.
I felt like she was going to relieve. I just felt like she felt some kind of way today. Like when I went in there. It was like, cause she was, I go on Monday. Yeah. Nobody's in there getting their nails done on Monday at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Right. And that's when I go. So they were all sitting over there and I didn't call to make an appointment because I knew nobody was going to be there. I knew I could just show up. So I just came in and she was sitting over in a corner and I think I've pissed off one person. She's horrible. Now this location is great.
So you don't have just one person you go to. I
had one person I go to, but the day that she does nails on is not the day that works for my schedule.
Okay.
And she also only does like extra designs and all that kind of stuff. I'm not currently doing extra designs. My design is multiple colors, but she does designs. And she said to me like, "I'm sorry, I don't do."
Oh, wow.
Her specialty is making you pay $200 for your nails because you're getting all this design on that nail and design on that. Yeah. So I had to go to somebody else. Everybody in there, like I've done my rotation, so I know that everybody's good except for this one lady. She's not good at all.
Okay.
And I realized that she's not married to the guy that does my nails, but they're BFFs.
Okay.
And so when I came in, I was like, "What's her name?" "You want me to do it, but you don't want her to do it? Then fine, I got you."
Right.
So I don't go to him no more either.
Okay.
Next. So I didn't make an appointment. Because besides those two, anybody in there can do it. So I just walked in and I think her name is Lisa. Yeah, Lisa. And the way that she looked, it was almost one of those things like, "Oh, we know who she is." And everybody was in the room was like waiting like, who's she going to pick?
Right.
And when I picked her, or I didn't pick her, the guy who I checked in with was like, "Lisa," and they in their language, so they doing their language. And no judge. Like if it was an African, I'd be like, I'm equal opportunity. Even for Americans, I'll do our. If it's a Southerner, I'll be like, so I'm equal opportunity about
the dialect.
About dialect, and yeah. Mama, so it's not like prejudice or anything. It's just what I do. So anyway, I'm gonna need for you to put on your schedule.
Yeah,
I have no problem with the glue.
Press on. Okay, they are not.
They are glue-ons. They are. These are you put them on with glue. Do you not put them on with glue? They're glue-ons.
Glue.
They're glue that you press on. They're glue-on that you press on. Okay. So anyway, I have a system that I put together basically for my own life. All right. Okay. So I use at the top here, I have my life and I have like two different. Like I'm done with consistency. Now, according to the business therapist, we're not going to throw consistency away, but there's levels to it. Like everything in life, there's levels to it. So the lowest level, I would consider it the lowest level, or the first level. We won't call it the lowest. The first level is to just be consistent.
That means just showing up.
Just showing up, right? And I feel like to get to the next level. Whatever your next level is, you have to do beyond just showing up.
Right.
You have to show up at a higher level all the time. And I just hear so many people say like, "What I need to work on being consistent. I need to work on being consistent. Consistency is key." And then everybody says, "Oh, I'm consistent, but I'm not getting the results." And it's because you're consistently showing up, but not at a high level. When you think about people who are at a high level of success, like we can even talk about our podcast. We are consistent with showing up every week. Are we yet performing at a high level of this podcast? No. right? So if we get to a point where we're frustrated with not making the progress, not having the number of followers we think we should have, not having the number of views that we think she should have, then it's not going to be the consistency because we got that. It is going to be the big D word, which is the discipline. Which we could sit here in true parenting and say that we aren't disciplined with what we're doing because we have other things that we're doing that we are disciplined in. And so to take this to the next level, it would be a level of discipline that we have to do, right? So that every time we're showing up, because like we will do. Consistently doing it, I would say, I'm doing it every week. Right. There will not be a week that is not being done. Right. But can my followers depend on it at this day and this time that it's being done? No. So if I want next level, I can't just be consistent. Yes. I have to go to the next level of it.
And this is, I'm telling you, if you want to get to your next level, kick consistency to the side because you're consistent. Right. Look, the fact that you made it this far, you have been consistent with something.
Exactly.
Now, I love this. I can't wait. Like, go ahead and start teaching. You know what? This is the perfect thing because you're a teacher at heart. Right. You're an educator at heart, baby. Take us on.
Right. So let's get to the black and white of it. Right. And it's funny because even I put in here, I'm thinking like, maybe I should change the word, but I'm not. Because some people will get caught up on your life. You need to plan for it. Right. Leading to plan. And I don't want to plan for my life. And that's fine. Right. Stay consistent and then keep that level 1 of success. But to go to the next level where you're not feeling like you're leaving out the most important things of life, you need to plan for it. So what I say is, what areas of your life do you need to plan for? Okay. So if like I picked 4 boxes, and I would even say if you have more than 4 boxes, then you need to combine. A lot of things can fit under the same box. So my 4 areas in my life are me. Like I have a box in my life that is for me. You got to take care of yourself. Right. Now, whatever that looks like, you put it in this box, you list it. And then after me, it's my business. Or it's not even my business. If I were to put them in order, it's me, then my family. Okay. And then after my family, it's my business. And then after my business, it's my team. Because part of my success is my team. So somebody else's 4th box may not include a team, but it could be another area. Right. And then I list all the things that maybe I'm not currently doing, but if I had the perfect life, if all areas of me was covered, I list those things. Like for me, I need my hair done. For me, I need my nails done. And this doesn't necessarily mean that somebody else to do it. It doesn't mean like I need to go out to somebody else. But if you're going to take time to put on what we call them things? Press-ons. If you're going to take time to do press-ons, then that goes in there. That's part of you. Meditation. Like for me right now, meditation is a daily thing. Right now, exercise is a daily thing. Was it always a daily thing? Nope, not till I put it into this list. Okay. And I decided that it's going to be something that needs to be done. Okay. For my family. Like I have 2 16-year-olds, I have a 3-year-old, I have a husband, I have a mom, I have a sister. Like I even put it, like I have a sister who has a new baby. I have a new niece, right? And so I will put in here that I need to, like, she's important. I need to be following up with her.
So you put like, you need to call her, you need to.
In this thing, I'm just going to list, she's a part of something I need to do for my family. Okay. Now I will go through like for Alyssa, one of my 16-year-olds, I'll put on here like, for her, it's grades. Like with Janiyah, grades isn't a thing for her. I don't have to follow with her. She also is my bonus baby, so that's probably something that her mom is going to do. If grades was a thing, she's with her way more often than she's with me. That's something her mom would cover. But with Lissa, grades is a thing, and a follow-up is what I had to do. So like the next page that I would go to is after we finish putting all the things for these people or for these areas of my life. Okay. Then I
things get done, but discipline is when they get done, how they get done. That's why I can use some help. So how many buckets do you suggest that we have?
I think the max is 4. Okay. And if somebody feels like they need a 5th or a 6th or a 7th bucket, then I would sit down and ask them, what is that 5th or 6th or 7th bucket you think you need to have? And can it not fit into one of those areas? Okay. Like there really isn't anything in my life that doesn't fit into me, my family, my business, and my team. Okay. Everything fits in one of those areas. Like when you think of, when I list those 4 areas, is there something in your life right now you like, that's not gonna fit under me. That's not gonna fit on a family. That's not gonna fit on their business. And yours probably wouldn't. I mean, you could consider team because you have a team for you have employees. So it could fit under team.
I think even me, because I'm doing this exercise within my head. Right? Of course, I'm going to do the exercise on paper, but right now in my head, I really have 3 buckets, and it's just me, my family, and my company. Because again, my team falls under my company. So right. That's it.
And the reason why I say separate, because my team used to fall up under my company as well. And the reason I took it out and made it a different bucket, because my business is things that I need to do for me on my side of the business, right? There are certain things that for like, but my team doesn't have anything to do with the podcast at all.
Right.
And so what am I doing for them? Because that, when I plug it into, which is the next one, which is the week calendar, when I plug it into the week calendar and I break down things, there's going to be things for the me brand. And then there's going to be things for the team that's going to fall on different days of the week.
I have 4 buckets. Okay.
So, and that's a prime example where people are like, well, I think I only got 3 buckets, or I think I have 6 buckets. And then we'll talk through it. And I'll be like, well, do you really not feel like this fits up under? Or do you, because we'll find, and when do I come back to this? Every other Friday. We have a standing appointment at 4:00 on every other Friday. But it may get to the point where we don't need to meet every Friday, or it may be where we need to meet more than every other
week.
Right. When I'm feeling like frustrated, if I get frustrated with we're not making progress, like we just met on this and we meeting every other week. Okay, so I need to meet with you every week because it's every other week is too far in between our meetings. Yeah. And I'm frustrated because like, oh, now I can't do this because now I gotta meet with you. It's going to mess up your me time. Yeah. Like they're going to feel over each other if you don't get each area in place. So anytime I'm feeling like out of balance and I use balance loosely in that balance is, well, literally, if we think about a balance, right? Very rarely does a balance beam sit side by side, but there should be an equally movement in it where it's where you feel like you're in balance. And feeling imbalance could mean one's way at the top and the other one's
for me, I call
at the
it
bottom.
Like in the flow, right? Everything is flowing. Right. But when you get that something that's going to block that flow, okay, that's where it's like, you know what? Let's come back to the table to see where the blockage is and to see how we can,
I like that. So not even, throwing that, because I like throwing words in the trash. Yeah. So we're gonna throw out balance and we're going to put in place that flow. So when your flow feels like it's just all out of whack, then you come back to this and you relist again. Like, what are the things in my life that is me? What are things in my life that are for my family? What are things in my life that are for my business? What are things that are in my life that are for my team? And then you go to the weekly. Okay. And I have 2. So it's week and then it's month. And then the third, some people need quarterly, depending on how your life and business works. There are things you do quarterly. But I start off with the week and at 12:00 is a perfect time for me to get my nails done. It works with all the other things that I plugged in. Okay. And then I'll plug in, like I know we have a standing appointment on Fridays at 9 a.m. and on Mondays at 9 a.m. I also have currently a standing appointment at 8 a.m. and 9 a.m. on Sundays for one-on-one with my leaders, with separate leaders. And then I have a standing appointment on Mondays at 8 a.m., which is how I can do the 9 a.m. with you, and then the 12 a.m. with my, So I take all areas of those.
And then you got Mila going to swim lessons.
Mila on swimming lessons. Yeah, exactly. On Wednesday at 10 a.m. Okay. And so on Wednesdays, I'll say to my husband, like, can you cover Mila until 10? Because my shipping days for my product are on Monday and Wednesdays. Okay. And so I can go ship products because her swimming lesson is right next to the post office. Okay. So I drop
this I really have to do it for my life. You're not going to send a driver. One, you need to maximize time because time is money, right?
Time is money,
right.
Exactly.
So you're not going to send
life too.
right. Freedom, happiness, time is everything.
Exactly.
So you're not going to send a driver to point A, send them to point Z for them to come back to point L. Like you literally want them to go in, a logistical route that makes logistical sense.
Your life should make logistical sense. Right. And that's how at every level, now is this a perfect system? Are there going to be times where you're going to, but again, when I feel like that, when I feel like, oh my, this is I just come back to the plan.
Okay. What happens if though, there's something that pops up and it doesn't fit into the plan? And I know I'm taking you off your teachable moment. But
no. It's easier to adjust a plan that is created than to not have a plan at all. So when they sent me an email that says the swimming pool is not going to be open for these holidays because we got Thanksgiving, Christmas, any holiday comes up, there's going to be change in schedule. Okay. And so I can decide now, what am I going to do? Is that going to still be me and Mila's time? If so, what are we going to do now? Because otherwise I'm going to wake up, and this is what throws kids off, right? Many of us, who are watching this have kids. This is what throws kids off because they're used to a certain plan. So she used to waking up on Wednesdays and it's me. We're going to eat breakfast with daddy. We're going to get dressed with daddy. And then we're going swimming with mommy. And then I'm going to wake up that morning and she'd go through all the steps and I'm going to say, we ain't going. She's 3. right. So we're not going to swimming. And now we got a whole tantrum. Now I'm upset because she got a tantrum. Whose fault is that? She's being age appropriate 3. But if I know in advance when that email comes in that we normally do this, then now I need to replace that. And if I don't replace it, just let her know on Tuesday.
You don't have it tomorrow.
Exactly.
You can do your thing.
Exactly. So instead of going to swimming tomorrow, this is what we're going to do. The breakfast, you're going to do the get dressed. But instead of going swimming, this is what's going to happen instead. Like mommy's going to spend more time in the office and then you're going to go play with daddy or whatever your daddy going to do. But because life does happen, like on Monday, you might send me a man. Well, I can't meet today at 9:00 because now, you know what? That would piss me off before.
It's because I don't necessarily have my plan all put in place. So that's why these things happen.
Right. And it doesn't bother me because I have a plan, right? And I'm like, how the hell she gone 2 hours before and say we ain't gonna meet at 9:00? This is our standing appointment. But it don't even bother me because I have in this area on the thing at the bottom it says notes. So things that don't make my calendar that I would like to do, but I just don't have time for, I put I would like to do this. I would like to make more reels, have drafts ready because I have I need to put it out on, Thursday's my day to do. For example, I have my Tuesday tea. On Tuesday, you may not catch me in makeup no other time but podcast recordings and on Tuesday tea. That's probably the only time you catch me on a regular week with makeup on. Right. Well, that's a great time to do content creation. So I'm going to have makeup on Tuesday. I'm going to do these reels. So if you cancel me on Monday, then I'm going to have here in my notes, if any extra time comes up, what else could I do?
Got it.
Then I have a list of other things I could do. So I'm not frazzled by we not meeting. And then when you say, can we meet another time? I can look at my schedule and say,
and you do. You'll say,
I respond back.
Between 2 and 4. I have between 12 and 3.
And
exactly.
How do I know I have between 2 and 4? Because I have it planned out. I know what I have. And it's not that I really have 2 to 4 open. It's just that the stuff that is planned between 2 and 4 could be moved. Okay. Right. So it's not like a scheduled meeting with somebody that can't be moved. It could be where between 2 and 4, I'm taking pictures of my product. Well, now we're not doing 9:00. So I could take pictures of my product at 9:00 and now meet with you at 2.
Right. Okay.
So it's easier to move things around when you know what is moved around, what needs to be moved.
Where are you keeping these time blocks and these things? How are you keeping track with these?
So with the way that it works different with the way that I work, I have it in a couple different places. And even for my household, because my household needs to know where mom is, what she's doing. Okay. I can't ask mom right now to do this because she's at a Zoom at 3:00. So I can't ask her. I need to come up with a plan B because she can't do this. So I have, and in the next year, I'm moving to a digital planner. Okay. So I have my Google Calendar, which is which is wherever my phone is with me, wherever I'm at. So if ever I need to slide something from the 9:00 slot, I can slide it. I also have Calendly that people can schedule times with me. Okay. So if I put in swimming in my Google Calendar on Wednesday at 10:00, then if a somebody who wants to be coached or somebody wants to do a one-on-one discovery meeting with me, when they go to my calendar, it's automatically going to be blocked off. That 10, I can't do it because I'm at swimming. That's a consistent thing for us, taking Mila to swimming class. So, calendar that will be digital next year. I'm moving from that being physical to digital.
Okay.
And then I have whiteboards. I have whiteboards in like 4 different locations. I have a whiteboard in my bedroom. That's for me. I have a whiteboard in our kitchen. That's for our family.
You have a whiteboard in your bedroom?
Yeah, I have a whiteboard in my bedroom.
Okay. And
it's a 4-month whiteboard. And this is the reason why I have it in my bedroom. It's for me. It's for some reason at 9, 10 o'clock, because I have a bedtime. At 9 or 10 o'clock, when it's time for me to go to bed, I think of like, ooh. For calendar, it's a quarter. So it's done by the quarter. And I did it last night. Last night, I remembered that we're doing the 11th to 12th, 10th to 12th.
Yes, lock in.
Lock in. So I wrote that on there. And I just got a message today before we came on here for a birthday party that is on the 12th from 1 to 3. And I know we're doing a photo shoot on the 12th. So dad is going to, if she's going to it, dad is going to take her to it. Now, do I feel obligated that she goes to this? Because yes, the mom is the one who gives us all of her daughter's clothes for me. Like we have not had to buy Mila any clothes. So if there's any birthday party we go to, this don't be the one. Right. Because we're appreciative for all these clothes that you've handed over. Like we haven't had to buy her no shoes. Like her dad loves keeping her, like she may wear shoes one time because they're the brand new Air Maxes, and she's a toddler. She's a little 4 or 5 herself, so she's not wearing stuff. So Mila gets all the gear that we ain't paid nothing for. So this is a party we probably need to be at. But dad's gonna have to do it because I'm in a photo shoot. But I don't get stressed about these things, or I don't get double booked because I've taken the time in advance.
Ooh, I get double booked, baby. I be double booked.
And I'm not saying I never do. Like I'm not gonna claim I never do. But if I do, it's because I haven't put in things in the system. I haven't put it in my calendar, which is why when I thought of that, because like literally just last night I put this on my whiteboard and I got the message today. If I hadn't put it on my whiteboard, which is just how I think, 80% was generally 80, everybody, 80% of people, if you don't write down what you're learning, it doesn't get stored. If you're just listening, you might remember 7% of it.
Right.
But if you write down what you're taking notes on what you're listening to, you remember 80% of it. I remembered this morning that I have that to do between the 10th and 12th because I wrote it on my calendar last night. That physical writing down is what helped me remember it. So this isn't just a Christi thing. Like this is a statistical thing.
For me, I have notebooks. I have notebooks. I'm a writer. So I'm going to write things down. I'm going to plan things out, but it's all in just a notebook and not specifically on like calendars and things like that. So that's where I think that's the next thing for me is the one, put it down weekly. And I think you were going to get to monthly.
Monthly. Monthly was the next one. And because everything doesn't happen every week.
Right.
Some things happen once a month. And so this calendar has it at the top where you're putting January, like it has the year. So you can highlight, circle, put a star by, like this is the plan for January. So this month, and I'll look at things on my calendar that are just monthly things, which would be the lock-in. I don't have a when I'm going to revisit this. I revisit this when I get out of flow. That's when I revisit it. Anytime it's like, oh, you know what I need to do? I need to sit back down and plan out my life. And what you can do is put it in your calendar, like monthly on the 15th at this time, I'm coming back to this to revisit it. If there's something that's come up that, oh, for my kids, I need to do this. Oh, for my family. Oh, this is driving me crazy about my team because they keep doing the same thing wrong over and over again. I'm putting this in my account. This is something that's going in my team line and I'm going to plug that in that we're going to address this. Because things can't be addressed. We know with teams and with people, you got to come back to things over and over again. So it might be a monthly or a quarterly thing that every time you're going to talk about how you fill up your gas card, or every quarter, especially if you have a team that you have an in and out. Like Walmart is always doing orientations because they always hire somebody. So if that's your business, how your business runs, then stop being surprised by, I need to train on this again. Oh, this is a problem. Yeah, because you got
a plan for it.
You have a plan for it. You know that every so often you're doing it.
Now, I will say this, because I know there's a lot of people out there who are like me. Okay. When you're already going 1,000 miles an hour, life is already happening. And I understand the first step is to sit down and write everything, or put your buckets, plan your buckets, and then fill it in. But like, I mean, do you block out the time? Like, I'm just trying to figure out when do you have the time to do this? And like, I don't know, just walk me through the person that just has never done this a day in their life.
When you get sick and tired of being sick and tired, and you realize that what you've been doing is not working, you'll make time to sit down and plan this out. Okay. Because that's literally what happens to me. That's when I came, and I did it because I work with so many women who have lives. They have kids, they have family, they have full-time jobs. They're trying to build their side business. And doing this with them, because this was just something, it wasn't a cute little plan. Like I literally just took out an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper from the computer. I would fold my paper in fours. Okay. And I would write at the top my 4 areas of life, like me, things for me. Like I got to make time for me. Like I keep saying I don't have time to exercise. It's not that I don't have time for exercise. I just haven't made time for exercise. And right now my exercise is 15 minutes. I wake up in the morning time and I do 5 minutes of meditation and I do 15 minutes of exercising. And that's better than nothing. And one day I'll move up, because like this week I did 10 minutes of meditation. Okay. And it felt like it was forever. Right. And then, and my life was fine because I added 5 more minutes on to my meditation. But it's only happening because I made a plan for it. We, like everybody says, we had or you see floating on Facebook, we had the same amount of time as Beyonce. We had the same 24 hours as Beyonce. And then you'll hear the other people, well, Beyonce got a whole team and but the one thing that Beyonce had before she got to the point of having a whole team was discipline. She was so you have to decide that you don't want to just be consistently doing things. Right. You want to take it to the next level and be disciplined. And in order to be disciplined, you have to make time to plan for life. That is always going to happen. Last thing though. So, for somebody. Go to counseling. That's the last. Go to therapy. If you're having such a hard time.
Last thing. So let's just say your week is planned out. Okay. Thursday comes and there is something that you absolutely must do. Like there's no way for you to schedule it to another day, another time. Like you just have to stop and you have to do it, but it is going to push everything. Like, how do you work within those times where it's like something happens and it's just going to throw shit off?
So you do that, what has to happen, because life is going to happen. What happened? Like my daughter needed me to go pick her up from school calls. Well, that wasn't part of my plan. I was supposed to be taking pictures of my product during this time, right? Okay. So I go pick her up. And then every minute of your life is not blocked off, right? There's going to be,
That's a fact.
Right. So when that happens, whatever was in that time slot, then you move it to another time slot.
Okay. But I guess going back to what you said in the beginning, as long as there's a plan, it's easy for you to move things around. It's easy to adjust
a plan.
So
But this is what happens. There's no plan. And so life happens, or there's something that just, you can't wait. You got to do it right now. You don't know when you go run to do that right now, you don't know, because there's no plan, what you just took over for, right? So you don't even know what you now need to move. And then, so that was on Thursday. Now here comes Saturday. And you're like, well, I got to do this. And Saturday don't work because you had something planned on Thursday to make Saturday work, but you had to not do that on Thursday because something came up. Well, if you had it written down or you had a plan for it, then before Saturday comes, you know that you got to fit in what you took the place of it on Thursday somewhere in Friday. Or you can show up to Saturday and be honest with people and say, hey, look, this happened. I wasn't able to get this done. But now you're feeling like some kind of failure because you just showed up on Saturday and didn't even know you didn't do it. So it's easier, and people are more. The book I'm reading right now is Not Get Over Your Damn Self. What book am I reading right now? It's not the set. Girl, I'll be reading so many books. But whatever the book is, I'll think of it in a minute. and I'll throw it in the comments or the description. It says that there's 3 things that you have to do in life. And one of the 3 things is either you're going to be on time, you're going to, and this is roughly not exactly what it said, but it's like be on time, do great work, or be nice, be positive, be nice to be around. People will if you're negative, they'll let negativity go if they can count on you to be on time and do great work. If you're not on time, but you're always positive and you do great work, they'll let you not be on time slide, right?
I'm that one.
If you do great work, or you don't do great work, but you're always positive and show up time, they'll let the lack of great work
that makes sense.
take place. Those those 2 out of those 3 things you gotta get done, right?
You can't show up late and have an attitude.
If something comes into your life on Thursday and you were supposed to do something on Thursday to be prepared for Saturday, if you show up on time on because we didn't have no plan.
Right.
So life happened on Thursday. We didn't get that done. We show up on Saturday like, did you have this done? Oh man, I ain't got this. So you late and you ain't got the work done.
Right.
And you're not showing up positive because you
were already
dropped the ball.
Right.
Now they not happy with that at all.
Right.
But you can show up positive.
That's facts. That's why I was able to last as long as I have at a lot of these jobs that I've had, because I was going to be positive now.
And you was going to do great work.
I was going to show up and I was going to show
be on time.
But the one thing you could not count me in for is being on time.
And this is why when people work with you, they over there like, I don't even know how she got that because she'll never be on time. But they not positive and they not doing great work.
That's facts. Yeah.
It's like literally 2, and I wish I could think of the name of that.
You're going to have to definitely link it in the comments.
Because it's a good book. Okay. And the next book we're reading is
this for the Tuesday Tea?
This is for the Tuesday Tea.
Okay, I need to know the name of it.
Look, I'm picturing the book right now. It's in red ink. It's by the first person's name is Brad. His last name starts with an L.
Okay.
I cannot think for the life of me what the name of this book is. But I know our next book is The Next 5 Steps. The Next 5 Steps is the next book that we're reading. Which it really went from.
And that is something to say too, because I don't think we've ever said this, is Christi has been disciplined and consistent on doing these Tuesday Teas.
For like 3 years.
Yeah, it's a book club and it's Tuesday Teas, and you show up on I'm on Facebook and LinkedIn, and then afterwards I posted on YouTube. Okay, so are you not doing Clubhouse anymore?
No, I haven't done Clubhouse in about a year now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah. So if you're one of those people who definitely, and I love to tune in, especially on Facebook, because you get to kind of see her and all that stuff. But yeah, she's phenomenal at what she does. I would encourage you to join the Tuesday Tea. How can they join that? Because it's super dope.
Yeah, so it's on Facebook.com/cuterthanmost, numeral 1 is where you can find me on Facebook. On LinkedIn, Christi Farmer.
We need to plug it into the
I'll drop it in the
too, because it's
Tuesday Tea and uploading it to YouTube. I now have 2 episodes uploaded to YouTube. Oh, nice. And then I wanted to get consistent on my YouTube page before I brought it over here to an extension of our podcast.
Right.
Because I need people to be able to depend on me. So I wanted to do it consistently before I can take it to the level of being disciplined. So I haven't been consistent with it. And then eventually I'll pay somebody for it too.
Oh, thanks. Right.
But I like to be able to know how to do something first so I can explain to them what I want done before I pay somebody for it. So I'm working on being consistent, and then I can pay somebody to follow my footsteps. So it looks seamless.
They already have a blueprint.
They have a blueprint.
Exactly.
Yeah. Exactly.
So this is super dope. This was dope. And like I said, I can't wait to get to the point where I can see where the discipline is paying off. Because I know where the consistency's gotten me here.
Right.
So now to buckle down and be disciplined, I know that's going to take me to those next levels that I'm going to. So thank you so much for getting into your bag and getting into your educator mode, baby, because that's what you do.
That is what I do. That's what I do. I always encourage people. I've heard as a child, do what you would do if you didn't get paid. And I think the difficulty for people is how to monetize it, right?
That's definitely. And that's actually going to be our next topic. So
it is.
Yes, we're going to get into that. Yeah, stay tuned. Thank you so much. Make sure that you are subscribing to the channel. You're liking this episode. Drop us a comment. Let us know what you plan on doing to be more disciplined, right? So if it's the method that Christi just taught us, go into that. If it's something else, if you already are disciplined and you're like, this is what I do, share that as well. Just leave us some comments. We love to read them. We always replying.
Yep.
So
and hit that if you liked the system that I put in place, the link is below for you to get your copy of this system and let us know how it worked for you.
Yeah.